Okay, so question number 14. Which statement correctly describes the price elasticity of supply along the supply curve shown in the diagram? Okay, first of all, guys, can you tell me, is this an elastic or inelastic supply curve? By looking at it now, can you all tell me? Elastic or inelastic? By looking at the diagram, you should be able to figure out. This is a elastic supply curve. Okay. So in an elastic supply curve, what is the value of PES over here at this point? At this point, it is infinity. Okay. And then what happens? As the price and the quantity increases, the value of PES decreases, right? So infinity, here it can be 5, here maybe 3, here let's say 1.5. Okay. It will be more than 1, but it will diminish, it will decrease. Okay. Now we look at the answers. Okay. What can you tell about the PES? It is constant. Can you say PES is constant along the curve? Is the PES constant? No, no. It's decreasing, guys. Infinity 5, 3, 1.5. What constant? No constant at all. So first one, there itself I cut. Second one also saying it's constant. Bullshit. No, it's not constant. It's constant for unitary. Yeah. Yes, constant for unitary. It is equal to unity at all quantities. It is equal to unity in all quantities. Unity means 1. Is it equal to 1 at every single place? No, no, it's not equal to 1. No, it's equal to 1 in a unitary elastic curve. Wrong. It diminishes as quantity increases. As the quantity is increasing, it is diminishing. Diminishing means decreasing. Is that correct? Correct, no? When the quantity is increasing, it is diminishing. It is coming down. Then the last one, it increases as quantity increases. Is it increasing as the quantity increases? No, no. But this is correct for what? Increases as quantity increases will be correct for what? Will be correct for a inelastic supply curve. If the supply is inelastic, this would have been correct. But sadly, our supply is not. So this is also therefore wrong. Is that fine, guys? So it's a simple theory part that is behind the questions like this. If you can figure out the theory part, the question is very easy, guys. These are not questions that you have to struggle and worry and do calculations. No, by looking at the curve, looking at the diagram, you should be able to figure out. Okay, done. Okay, so okay, I'm guessing we can only do 2011 today. Right, we'll see. Okay, this one is easy. 15 is easy. Come on. A market is defined as being in equilibrium when the market is in equilibrium when the there is maximum output at minimum cost. The producer surplus is maximized. Prices are set at the lowest possible level. Consumer satisfaction is maximized. There is no tendency for the market price to change. Which one do you think? When is the market defined to be at equilibrium? When is the market at equilibrium, guys? The answer is the fifth one, guys. When there is no tendency for the price to increase or decrease. Now just see, guys. Let's say, okay, now let's assume you are at this. Okay, now let's say this is the demand, this is the supply. Let's say currently the price is here. So in a situation like this, what happens? In a situation like this, the quantity supplied is very low, QD is high. So there is an excess demand for the product. So many people want to buy the product, but very little people supply. So automatically what will happen? The market forces will drive the price up. There will be a force to increase the price so that this excess demand is eliminated. Then in a situation where let's say it's on this side, let's say price is here. Let me take a different color. Let's say price is here. Now the demand is very low, supply is a lot. There is a huge amount of supply, excess supply in the market. What would that create? That would create the prices to come down. So then the excess supply gets eliminated. So at equilibrium, when you are right here in the middle, right, at equilibrium, there is no tendency for the price to increase or decrease, because if you are below equilibrium, there is pressure for it to go up because of the excess demand. So many people want to buy it. When you're above equilibrium, there's a pressure for it to come down because supply is too much. So many people are there, no one even wants it. So the price goes down. But when you are at equilibrium, there is no tendency for it to increase or decrease. Is that clear? 15 is 5. Fine. It's recording. I'll put it on this thing. Don't worry. Okay. Then the next one. Assuming the price elasticity of supply of demand for a product is 0. PED is 0. Price elasticity of PED is 0. Okay. So we'll draw a curve and see where PED is 0. Okay. So we have a demand and a supply curve. PED is 0. Any tax imposed on the product. Okay. Now you have a supply curve. Okay. So there is the demand and the supply, but they have said demand is 0. That's a unique situation, right? Okay, there is a demand, there is supply. Based on this, you have equilibrium price. Let's say equilibrium price is 10 rupees. Any tax imposed on the product. Now we know, guys, when a tax is imposed, what will happen to supply? Will it increase, decrease? Is it leftward or rightward? Where is the supply going? Supply is decreasing. There is a leftward shift. Okay, supply decreases. Okay, supply shifted to the left. Now this is S plus T. So now you have a new equilibrium price. What do you think is correct, guys? Okay, we'll go one by one. We'll just see. Leave the position of the supply curve unchanged. When there is a tax, will the supply remain unchanged? Can you say that supply is remaining unchanged? Leave the position of supply curve unchanged. No, guys, supply shifting to the left. So it's not remaining unchanged. That is wrong. Shifts the supply curve to the right. Will it shift the supply curve to the right? Oh no, it's a leftward shift. Yes, subsidy, yes, will shift the supply curve to the right. Wrong. Shifts the demand curve to the right. Tax imposed on the product is a tax on the producer. Will the demand curve shift? No, demand curve will stay. Be paid entirely by the producer. What do you all think, guys? So just think what is happening here. Earlier, the price of the good was 10 rupees. Okay. Let's say government came and imposed a tax of 5 rupees. Okay. As a result, you know what will happen? When the demand is perfectly inelastic, the entire thing is put onto the consumer guy. So price goes up to 15. Yeah. So earlier the price was 10. Now after the tax, the price is 50. Maybe in another class, when we come into a more complex question, I'll draw and explain that to you all. Okay. So price goes up to what? Price goes up to 15 now. So can you say it is paid entirely by the producer? No, it's paid entirely by the consumer, guys. Consumer earlier paid 10 rupees. Now he is paying 15 rupees. So from the 5 rupee tax, he is bearing the entire portion. But the producer earlier got 10 rupees. Now he is collecting 15. He pays 5 to the government. He still gets 10 rupees. So producer is not paying anything at all. I did not go into very depth in that, but did you all understand the basics? If you all know unit number 3, the basics, you all should be okay. Right? So it's not paid entirely by the producer, it's paid entirely by the consumer. Therefore, that is also wrong. Raises the price of the product by the full amount of the tax? Yes. Tax was earlier price was 10. When they put a tax of 5, what happened? The price of product increased by 5. It went from 10 to 15. It raised the price by the full amount of the tax. So for this area, guys, can you all make sure next class, right? Probably my theory class, revision class people, we have drawn diagrams for all of this. Others also go through your theory tales, go through the area of elasticity and tax burden, right? Go through the area of what for homework? Elasticity and tax burden. Also go through the elasticity and subsidy benefit. Go through that also. So how does these diagrams look and all of that? So this is homework for you all to elasticity, right? So do this for homework, go through and come so that, you know, next class you all will understand better. I'll also take some time to go through. But since it's not a theory class, guys, I will not go into very basics. From whatever notes that you all have, go through my theory revision class people. We would have done this long time ago, but all of those recordings are there. So don't come and give me excuses that you can't remember. Okay, done. So going to the next. This is also an interesting story. In the diagram below, DD represents the demand for bus service in a university community. Okay. The bus fare per journey was OP. That means currently the bus fare was this amount. Let's say how much? Let's say 20 rupees. They charge 20 rupees for this bus. And the number of journeys per day was ON. So let's say when 20 rupees, 100 students went in the bus. Can any of you all go to school in the school bus? No. You all go to the school bus, not the road bus. School bus, yeah, public bus. I know my sisters go in the school bus. They go early in the morning. They have the bus comes at around 6:10 or something. Yeah, so they go and stay in the bus hall. School bus comes and goes. Right. Okay. So the bus fare was 20 rupees. Let's say 100 people were consumed. Okay. If the university authorities decided to provide the bus service free of charge, guys, can you all tell me? If the bus service is free of charge, what is the price? Sorry. What is the price? The bus service is given free of charge. That means the price is 0. What is the quantity demanded? Give me in letters. It's going to be this OM, no? This M here. Let's say this is 300. Okay. Yes. Let's think what is the consumer surplus? Yes, can you tell me if the price was 20 rupees, people are consuming 100, what area is consumer surplus? If the price was 20, what is the consumer surplus area again? Consumer surplus is the difference between what the consumer is willing to pay, what he actually pays. So he is willing to pay this much, he actually pays this much. So this area becomes what? The consumer surplus. Now, what is the consumer surplus now, guys? What's the price of the product now? Price is 0 now. People are consuming 300 units. They are willing to pay this much. Yeah. So now the consumer surplus becomes this entire thing. Is that part clear, guys? When the product is offered at 0 price, the consumer surplus becomes the entire thing. Yeah. So then can you tell me, guys, how will consumer surplus change from A to A plus C, from A to B plus C, A to A plus B plus C, B to A, whatever thing. Just see. Earlier it was A, now it is A plus B plus C. All three, no, now. So now, okay, it's not B and C only. Yeah, so 2 is wrong. It's not A to B and C. It's A to A, B and C. Be very careful. Don't make silly mistakes like that. If they ask what is the increase in consumer surplus, then you can say yes, B and C is the increase. But what is the new consumer surplus? A, B, C, all three. Okay, so it goes from A to A plus B plus C. Hoping that part is also fine. That's also area on consumer surplus. And then probably the final question for today, this one. The diagram below shows the supply of and demand for rice with market equilibrium at point E. Assume the government decides to impose a maximum price. Now Gota has come into the middle and he has put a maximum price. Right. Yes, what happens in a maximum price? Is there an excess demand or excess supply? What do you think happens? At this maximum price, the supply is this much units. Let's say supply is 5 units. The quantity demand is, let's say, 15 units. So is there an excess demand or excess supply? There is a excess demand when they impose a max. Guys, please go through this and come right now. I don't have the time to teach you what is a maximum price and all of that. I'm hoping that you all are okay with it. It's a past paper class, not a theory or a revision class. Okay. And this is 2 years since you all started A levels now. So you should have some idea what these are. Okay. So which one is our this thing? This is we have excess demand. Let's just go through and see, guys. An excess supply of rice by JK. Is there an excess supply of rice? First one, correct or wrong? There is no excess supply of rice. There can be excess demand. Not this, wrong. Shortage of the rice by OQ2. There is a shortage, correct? Because there is excess demand means there is a shortage. But is the shortage OQ2? No. The shortage is only J and K, no, because 5 units are supplied, 15 are demanded. So the shortage is only 10 units. The shortage is not the entire 15 units. Demand is 15, correct? Supply is 5. So shortage is not OQ2, shortage is J and K. That difference, right? So second one is also therefore wrong. Rising of the equilibrium price above OP2. When there is a maximum price, will the price rise above OP2? No, no. When there is a maximum price, price will be below OP2. Right? Unless there is a black market and all of that nonsense come. But here they are not saying anything about it. No. So again, no. A reduction in the price from OP1. Will the price go below OP1? No, no. It will stay at OP. There won't be a reduction. If they say a reduction of the price from OP2, then that is correct. But not from OP1. So that is there. Wrong. Excess demand for rice by JK. JK, excess demand. Yes, no. See, demand is 15 according to the numbers I gave. Supply is 5. The excess demand is 10. What is the difference? J and K. So this can be your answer. Excess demand for rice by J and K. How did you take Q2 as the demand? So going with the diagram, right? At the price P1, okay, at price P1, read the diagram. At price P1, you connect to the supply curve here. This is the supply curve. Okay. So I just put a number called 5. Okay. At price P1, I connect to the demand curve. Here, this is the demand curve. Okay, there is a demand curve here. Okay. So I connect it to this. That's the quantity demanded, right? 50. Fine. Can't we take third as answer? The rise in equilibrium price of rice above OP. No, no. So why will the equilibrium price go above OP2? There can be a black market price, but black market price is not an equilibrium price. There can't be a rising of the equilibrium price above. The price may rise above OP2, but it's not an equilibrium price. If they say there is a formation of a black market price above OP2, then may be correct. But they are saying a rise of equilibrium price. I guess that's why it's not the third one as well. Any other questions? Fine. Okay. So that is the end. I actually wanted to do more questions today, but since it's the first class and there are new things to explain now, guys, in the next class, whenever we get questions from the areas that we discussed, I'm not going to go into detail again, right? So make sure that you all know the theory parts that I taught you all today. So the first few classes, whenever there is some new area, I will take some time to explain. But after that, once the same question gets repeated, I'll say, refer back to this. Okay. So we're done with 2011. I feel it's okay without rushing too much. At least you all got something into your head. No? So on your end, make sure within the week that you all go through all the questions again, right? Learn the units, unit 2 and 3, and then come back next Monday. We'll see if we can have a few extra classes and do something. But somehow, don't worry, before you all go to A-levels, I will somehow finish all the past papers, okay? That is guaranteed. But I don't know, I can't guarantee when it will finish, but somehow I will finish it. Don't worry about that. Okay, so that is ideally it. With that, we'll call it a day. Theory people, I'll see you all tomorrow. Theory revision, again, extra class on Wednesday. Again on Thursday revision. So you all will be seeing me almost every day in the week. So see you all. Have a nice day. See you.